Episode 635. Today's episode includes a short conversation with longtime Slow Flower Society member Andrea Grist of Florasource KC, based in Overland Park, Kansas, outside of Kansas City. Andrea is a past guest of this podcast, and I caught up with her in person when she had a long layover while flying through Seattle this past August. Ostensibly, we were meeting for lunch, but I couldn't not bring along my video camera to record a quick conversation and updates on what she's been doing. Andrea discusses KC Growers Market, a new brand initiative of Florasource KC, highlighting local and domestically grown cut flowers and greens. This is like a store within a store concept, and it has been long in coming. Launched this past July after Florasource KC partnered with KC Flower Farmers Wholesale Market, a group of approximately 10 flower farmers in Kansas and Missouri whose goal is to get local botanicals in the hands of Kansas City area florists. I'm excited to follow this story as it unfolds. The growers set up shop at Florasource KC on Wednesday, July 5th, and they continued filling the buckets and tables there each Tuesday through the end of the season in late October. Let's jump right in and get started. And you can find lots more details and images in our show notes at slowflowerspodcast.com for episode 635. I'll share our sponsor thank yous after the interview. Okay, everybody. This is a very fun new device I'm using, and we're going to try to record an interview with Andrea Grist.
Thank you.
From Florasource, Kansas City, and or you go by Florasource KC, right?
Florasource KC.
And we're at the Seattle airport. There's going to be a lot of interruptions with announcements, but we're
Please forgive us now.
Yeah, we're going to try to record a little conversation. So, Andrea, you are on a 5-hour layover, and I came and met you for lunch.
Yes, thank you for doing that.
Yeah. I mean, when am I going to see you otherwise?
I know, this is fun. So I've never actually done this at an airport before, so I'm very excited. Thanks for coming. Who wants to come to the airport to visit somebody?
Well, you know what? You were here last year. You were here last year.
Yeah.
We did an interview in my dining room, and you did a design demo with all these cool local flowers that we bought. It was in the spring. I think it was
April or May, and we had gone to the Seattle Growers Market, and you let me pick some stuff from your garden and play with your containers and ceramics and stuff. So it was really fun.
Beautiful design. So you talked last year when you were at my house, and we were talking about you wanting to create this new hub for local flowers within what is basically a mainstream conventional full-service wholesale operation.
Exactly. But we're very small, and so, for me, it's been one of the things where we're trying to figure out what's going to work for our designers, and what, just thinking out of the box. When we talked last year, I was, we had just put in the rentable studio space called the KC Bloom Hub, where we were able to rent space for people, and designers would come in. That's been amazing. Far more so than I thought. We've had out-of-town designers come in. We've had lots of really fun experiences there, not to mention seeing what our designers create from the flowers that we're sourcing for them, seeing what their design process is. It's very interesting.
Your whole focus is very design forward, like that. You're thinking about the florist and the designer.
We're designers first.
We've, you're a designer.
Yeah, so on the wholesale side of it, we try to think of the designer first. We talk about color, we talk about design aesthetic trends, all of that. That goes into how we buy and what products we have available for our customers. But we're also very small, so we have to be creative and we have to think out of the box. So the KC Bloom Hub was something we were able to do. We expanded our space during COVID and built in that studio, which was great. And then, we've talked about this for so many years. I wanted to bring in a local grower community into the space to offer a diverse section of products. We want our designers to be able to have that option when they come and shop for other, I guess what I would call staple products. Maybe roses, hydrangeas, supply items.
Kind of the core list. You wanted to
I call it the icing.
Yeah, I was gonna say all the juicy bits that are really not ever available in large quantities or are only available certain times of the year.
And for me as a designer, I love those things. You know, I love being able to have those things at my disposal. And one of the amazing things that we've been able to do is, and we haven't even done it, our designers have done it, is that they've carved out time in their day to come and visit us and see what we have to offer, which I'm very grateful for, because for everybody's time is valuable. Our selections are always changing, they're rotating in and out, so there's something new every day.
Yeah.
And all of our designers have some flexibility. They have shifted and pivoted really quickly to designer choice, to be able to, market to their customers in a way that works for them, where they've got that creative, freedom to hand select flowers for the day or for the week or something like that, within those color palettes that they've sold.
They want to order. They don't want to necessarily only pre-order. They want to come in person and shop.
Yeah. And we have pre-orders too. We do wedding orders and event orders and stuff too. But for a lot of people, we just have pretty things.
They want to come in.
Yeah.
So how did you make this work with this brand new, literally less than a month old initiative?
Yeah.
What are you calling it, and tell us a little bit about it.
So a couple of years ago, I created which we talked about this last spring, the KC Growers Market. And so I grabbed like the Instagram and stuff like that, and what I'm calling it is a brand initiative under Florasource KC to be able to highlight domestic and locally grown products. So
it's like a little store within a store.
Right, and it's just more, we've tried to be creative. Like we have these tags where we'll put on the buckets so that if people want to know the source of origin or something like that, some days we're better than others if we get busy, but we have that available so that people know where things are coming from, whether it be a California product, whether it be a Kansas grown product or a Missouri grown product or Minnesota or Virginia or North Carolina or something like that. Then it's a way to just do a quick little thing. So we created a logo for it, and my goal was always to be able to offer local growers a place where they could come in and bring things.
Yeah.
So, and then of course, for us, it's a nice relationship, because the more people we have in our building, the more the more kind of amazing customer experience we're going to have.
Yeah.
We're going to be able to say, hey, have you checked out the things from the growers market today? Have you, but then also they'll maybe ask a question about a particular variety of rose that we've brought in. And, we like to highlight domestic and local product, but we source globally.
Yeah.
There's lots of products that we bring in, lots of roses from Ecuador, and we bring in, African product, Japanese product, all that stuff. But our goal is to be more of a one-stop, where no matter what type of designer you are, at what experience level, and at what type of business you're doing, that you can come to us and we're able to accommodate it.
So you have a new initiative which is almost like a pop-up seasonal market for local farmers to bring in their product. It's so new that it's still very much a pilot, right?
It's very much so. It's 3 or 4 weeks in, a group of growers. You know who you are.
So you have been in dialogue for many seasons with local growers. You
Yes.
bought from some local growers.
Yes, and
but
we
you
always
wanted to do more.
Right, and we always bring in from local growers during that time. And I think for us, and also for me, it was more about having an expectation of knowing what types of products. Because again, I'm not a grower. I tell people that first off. I'm not a grower. I'm not a farmer, and those types of things are not really my wheelhouse.
But you are a designer. And
I
you know
am a
what you like.
designer, and I
Yeah.
know what I like. And I think a lot of growers, they have unique products. They have things that are different size on the stem, on the stem length. They have different colors, but all, sometimes in smaller quantities.
Yeah. Yeah.
But all it takes is that one designer that's looking for something really special, and they'll really enjoy having it. So, so this is kind of a pilot program, I guess, if that's what you want to call it. But it's bringing them in, and it's having availability for the designer to come in, ask questions, look, touch, feel, and see what they're going to like.
So this is on Tuesdays.
Right now it's on Tuesdays from 9:30 to 12:30.
And the farmers are pretty much bringing in buckets of their flowers, setting up their own displays.
Yes.
And
Yes.
handling transactions, right?
Yes. So each of the, and and honestly, that's just something that I didn't, and I think for them too, that's not something that we really wanted to mess with. We wanted to keep it simple.
Yeah.
And so it makes sense. They're all trying to run their own businesses. So facilitating payments, I wasn't really interested in doing. Each of them have their own passion as far as, some want to bunch things by color, some want to bunch things by, multiple colors in a bunch, some want to sleeve it and put their farm sticker on it. Other people don't want to go through that process. They don't want to do that. Others, they're not bunched at all. They're just single stems. And, and that's been interesting to see too,
So it's sort of their own R&D to figure out what the florists want. How the florists want to buy from them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and that's great for me too, because it's fun to see what they come up with. Of course, different products are flushing at different times. So for me, that's great. They'll communicate that with me so that then I can adjust my buying for the week to accommodate maybe a different type of product, maybe bring in some tropicals that week, maybe bring in, just something where, again, increasing our diversity of products.
And there's a balance.
Yeah, for sure.
One might ask, why are you hosting these farmers? What's in it for Florasource KC? What's in it for Andrea Grist?
Yes.
Because it's very much at this point, it's not it's a smart business move, but it's not necessarily revenue generating. Or you can't, I guess you can try to draw a line to more people shopping from you, and so it's indirect, right?
Well, and I think that's a good question. And I think that for me, because we're very small, I want to increase the amount of people that come into the building.
Yeah.
So for that reason, when we collaborate with a different group, then it makes sense.
Yeah. I totally get it. When
it
you
does.
told me you were going to do it, I was like,
yeah.
This is something that more wholesalers should explore.
Yeah.
Because
not in Kansas City, though.
No. No. They don't have the, you got the vision. You got the vision. But I do think that this has been getting a conversation going.
Yeah.
And it's staring the wholesaler in the face. Customers want diversity of product, especially in peak season.
Yes.
If you don't have it, then they're going to go elsewhere.
And again, that's not my, some of those things are not my expertise.
Yeah.
And I don't claim to know how to grow it. I don't, some of the conversations, and we've talked about this before, or even some of the growers' conversations they've had with me, it's, their struggles and the things that they go through to bring those things to market are very, are different struggles than what I have as far as being able to accommodate our customer base. So I'm always educating myself. It's been, I hate to date myself, but it's been 30 years since I've been in this industry. I'm constantly learning things. And that's what's been amazing, is learning that kind of stuff and trying to figure out what our customers, first and foremost, are looking for. Yeah. And what's going to set our customer shopping experience apart from others. And I just love organic business. I love being able to say, you had mentioned a farm, I went and visited it, and then she had come to one of your conferences, then she knows somebody else. Like the 6 degrees thing, sometimes it's not even 6, it's 2 or 3, sometimes just 1. And it is a small community when you really think about it.
Okay, I think I'm stressing out about being in the airport and all for one moment here, there's no one walking by who's going to knock my camera over, but there have been like armies of suitcases going by. And so I'm going to tell you, thank you.
Thanks for coming to have lunch with me. I appreciate it.
I loved it, and travel safe home.
Thank you.
And maybe I'll get you to share some photos of the
hub
course, and kind of what you guys are doing on Tuesdays.
Of course, absolutely.
Okay, thanks, Andrea. That was great. Short and sweet. Thanks so much for joining us today, and congratulations to Andrea, to Florasource KC and its KC Growers Market, and to all the farmers of the KC Flower Farmers Wholesale Market for making this new collaboration happen. It'll be so fun to see where things take everyone for 2024. It's time to thank our supporters who bring this show to you. This show is brought to you by slowflowers.com, the free online directory to more than 750 florist shops and studios who design with local, seasonal, and sustainable flowers, and to the farms that grow those blooms. It's the conscious choice for buying and sending flowers. And thank you to our lead sponsor, Farm Girl Flowers. Farm Girl Flowers delivers iconic burlap wrap bouquets and lush, abundant arrangements to customers across the U.S., supporting U.S. flower farms by purchasing more than $10 million of U.S. grown, fresh, and seasonal flowers and foliage annually. Discover more at farmgirlflowers.com. Thank you to Longfield Gardens, which provides home gardeners with high quality flower bulbs and perennials. Their online store offers plants for every region and every season, from tulips and daffodils to dahlias, caladiums, and amaryllis. Check out the full catalog at Longfield Gardens. That's longfield-gardens.com. Thank you to Rooted Farmers. Rooted Farmers works exclusively with local growers to put the highest quality specialty cut flowers in floral customers' hands. When you partner with Rooted Farmers, you are investing in your community, and you can expect a commitment to excellence in return. Learn more at rootedfarmers.com. And thank you to Johnny's Selected Seeds, an employee-owned company that provides our industry with the best flower, herb, and vegetable seeds, supplied to farms large and small, and even to backyard cutting gardens like mine. Find the full catalog of flower seeds and bulbs at johnnyseeds.com. In the news of the week, I have two reminders to share. First, you'll want to take advantage of early bird registration, which just opened for the 2024 Slow Flowers Summit. Save $100 off your Slow Flowers Summit registration now through December 31st. And as always, Slow Flowers members receive an additional $100 off. You can find the link in today's show notes or head over to slowflowersummit.com to find all the details for our dates, June 23rd through 25th, 2024. The venue, the beautiful Banff Center for the Arts in Banff, Alberta, Canada, surrounded by the Canadian Rockies. And you'll want to read all about our speakers and program. We have 11 inspiring speakers, an extensive hands-on design immersion, and presentations on flower farming, floral design, floral entrepreneurship, and sustainability. I can't wait to see you there. And speaking of our floral community traveling to Banff, we have a special Slow Flowers member meetup for this month for November, happening this Friday on November 10th at 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern. We're hosting two Slow Flowers Summit speakers who will share lots of details about what to expect when you're making travel plans to Alberta and what you can do while you're there. Join me in conversation with Becky Feasby of Prairie Girl Flowers and native plant nursery owner Latifa Pelletier Ahmed, both based in Calgary. We'll go over the highlights of their work and what they'll be presenting at the Slow Flowers Summit, so bring your questions. You can find the pre-registration link in our show notes at slowflowerspodcast.com for episode 635, as well as in the link tree on Slow Flower Society on Instagram. I love all this floral goodness, and I am so happy you joined me today. The Slow Flower Show is a member-supported endeavor, and I value our loyal members and supporters. If you're new to our weekly show or our long-running podcast, check out all of our resources at slowflowersociety.com. I'm Deborah Prinzing, host and producer of the Slow Flowers Show and the Slow Flowers Podcast. Next week, you're invited to join me in putting more slow flowers on the table, one stem, one vase at a time. The content and opinions expressed here are either mine alone or those of my guests alone, independent of any podcast sponsor or other person, company, or organization. Thanks so much for joining us today, and I'll see you next week.